What is going on, collectors of YouTube? I am once again back with another review video, and as you can see, I am reviewing the newest addition to the Ultimate Neca line, the Freddy Krueger from the Nightmare on Elm Street 2, Freddy's Revenge. This movie, it's a good Freddy Krueger movie. It had its moments, but I don't think a lot of people talk about it as much. It's kind of one of those sequels that kind of gets forgotten. But in this Freddy, I don't know. It seemed like Freddy Krueger was a little bit more vicious and evil, and he's evil in all the Freddys, but in this particular sequel, he just seemed a little bit more vicious than humorous, like how he is in his other movies. But anyways, basically, as you can see, NECA always does their little ultimate boxes. Really, really awesome, man. This is from one of the posters that was displayed, back when Nightmare on Elm Street 2 first came out. Very beautiful artwork. NECA always knocks it out of the park with these ultimate boxes. So the front cover, of course, very awesome. Man of Your Dreams is back. A Nightmare on Elm Street 2, Freddy's Revenge, just like how the poster was. Turn it to the side, pretty much the same. Turn it to the back, and then pretty much we just get Freddy in these different poses with his different heads that he comes with, and then the two disgusting dogs that were in the movie. If you can see it, I'll get a little close-up so you can go ahead and read it. If you want to go ahead and pause it, go ahead. All right. Turn it back to the front. And then, of course, with all these ultimate boxes, we get the open display window. So, of course, we have the figure right here and all the different accessories. And then it was really awesome how NECA set it up this way. If you haven't seen the movie, check it out. Basically, he crashes this party, and then he has this fire in the back of him. I believe it was a barbecue that went up in flames, and Freddy just happened to be in front of it, and then this was the effect. And, of course, that whole, that infamous scene, "You're all my children now." I would post a little clip of it, but I don't want to get any type of strike on my account, so you'll just have to go ahead and YouTube it. So bring it back to the front, and of course, let's get this review started. So cracked open and out of the packaging already. This is by far my favorite Freddy Krueger. Bear in mind, NECA pretty much used like the same bottom half for Freddy. The upper portion, as you can see, it's not in halves as the other Freddy had it, so that way you could interchange basically the chest. That Freddy was from Dream Warrior, where he opened up his chest and showed the souls and everything. So NECA gave us that piece so you could interchange it, but this is basically one solid piece. So besides that, basically the body is different because it's one piece, but it seems like the arms and then of course the lower part is pretty much the same. What I will give kudos to NECA for is it seems like they improved on Freddy being able to stand, because the other Freddy Krueger, the Dream Warrior one, that one, it seemed like he was just bow-legged, and he had problems, you had problems getting him to stand. You had to get him in basically like a certain pose before he would just stand there. But this guy seems to be standing okay. Bear in mind, right now I have him on this little turnstile, and then I have him on a NECA base. So in a minute, I'll get him off and show you guys, that he could stand. I just wanted to show just a good 360 of Freddy on this base. So let me take him off real quick, and we'll get more into him. So as you can see, Freddy stands pretty much well. He doesn't need a base. You don't really have to get him into any crazy pose to get him to stand. it seems like Neca fixed that bow-legged problem that the other Freddy had. So basically, just get him into whatever pose you want, and then he'll stand fine. So I gotta say, I mean, you know, Neca, they've really been impressing me with how they've been releasing their figures. I mean, the Chucky figure was already my number one pick for figure of the year just because of all the accessories that came with them. But I mean, geez, you know, for the price point, it's just NECA just seems to be getting better. And like I said in other videos, I know that people have had QC issues with NECA, and that's one of the big complaints. You know, they complain that their figures will fall apart and everything. The only NECA figure that I've ever had a problem with, where I just wanted to throw it in the trash, was the Mantis alien. That thing was a piece of junk. That's the only NECA figure, though, that I've ever had a problem with. Every other figure has been pretty flawless. I mean, bear in mind, the T800 that I bought, yeah, he couldn't stand. And kind of, there was like some places where paint would flake off. But other than that, I mean, he was a good figure. I think, oh, and then I think another issue was like one of like the pistons that's on his arm, like it would sometimes come out of the socket, but it wasn't a big deal. You could just put it back in and, you know, carry on with the figure. But again, I haven't, besides those two, you know, problems, I haven't had any problems with the NECA figures. You know, like the Predators that I've had, all the horror figures that I've had, the Rocky figures that I've gotten, they've all been fine. So, I mean, maybe it's just the certain figures that people are getting why they're having issues. But as far as I'm concerned, my figures have always been fine. Anyway, so with that out of the way, I just wanted to kind of show basically just how NECA improved so this Freddy you could get him into different poses. I'll go over brief the other Freddy, what I'm talking about, how he wasn't able to stand and everything, just so you can get a little bit of a better idea of what I'm talking about. So real quick, I wanted to show these two Freddys side by side and just show, well, I mean, since I already have it here, I'll just show a little bit of differences. Already, I'll go into the fedora. It looks like they used different models. This one a little bit smaller on top, and then this one is a little bit wider. So they didn't use the same hat. So that's pretty cool right there. Basically, like what I was talking about is this Freddy, you know, he just has a hard time standing unless you get him into a certain pose. Yeah, you pretty much have to have him positioned like that. And even, see what I mean? He has a hard time standing as opposed to this Freddy. You know, you can get him into whatever pose you want, and he seems to be okay. Maybe it was the foot that NECA just, I don't know. But yeah, I mean, it just seems like this Freddy is a little bit on the bow-legged side, and that's why he has a problem standing. But you know, as you can see, this Freddy, get him into whatever pose you want, and he'll stand. You know, here he is hunched over. Try to get this Freddy into that pose. And you can't. You basically have to put his feet in the right position. So I just wanted to just share a little bit of that. As far as the color is concerned, it seems like this one is a little bit brighter. I still prefer this Freddy. This is my favorite one. Besides him standing and all that, just with everything he comes with, he just seems like a, I don't know, like he was done better by Neca. The only thing is that this Freddy comes with that demonic, you know, smile, evil smile that Freddy is known for. This Freddy doesn't come with any smiling head. So I just wanted to get that little bit out of the way. So back on this Freddy, I'll show just a brief example of the different head swaps, because as opposed to the other Freddy, this one you can swap out his parts really easy. The other one, it was just a real pain in the ass to do. God, it seemed like the first time I tried to swap out that Freddy's head, I almost cut my damn fingers. It was just a real pain in the ass. Same thing with the hand. I basically had to use a hair dryer to basically soften pieces to put them in the joints and everything. So one thing that's cool is he comes with the 3 different heads. This one, and then he comes with the 2 others. Basically, this head, it shows his brain right when he's approaching. I forget his name, but he's approaching him, and he says, "You have the body, I have the brain." He takes his hat off and then rips the skin off to expose his brain. So that part was pretty cool. But yeah, I'm glad that Neca included that. Really nice touch. And then this is pretty much just that evil grin, just looking to the side. Neca did I mean, they always do an awesome job with how they do their paint sculpts. It's got that nasty, slimy, just disgusting look that Freddy has. That burned look. Really cool. So I'll go ahead and so there he is with the screaming exposed brain. And then I'll swap out the other head. So yeah, I'm really digging these different heads. Really cool. And then of course we get the flame effect. Like I said at the beginning, in the Nightmare on Elm Street, basically when he crashes the kids' party and everything, that barbecue goes up in flames. So it's really cool that Neca included this. You know, just that whole scene, "You're all my children now." And what's really cool is that this is a magnet. It's not a peg or anything. And right here, I mean, I'm assuming just a little bit of like a metal piece right there. So as you can see, I don't think it stays on that well. Just get it as best as you can on him. Well, for the most part, I guess it stands or sits on him. As long as you don't bump him. So yeah, I mean, it's not like it's a strong magnet or anything. But still cool that they included that. Oh well, you get the point. Anyways, really cool how they did it. Just a translucent orange. Goes from, of course, you know, yellow to orange. Really cool how they did the fire effect. You get the right lighting on it, and you know that you're going to see tons and tons of people doing ACBA pictures using this flame effect. So really cool that they included that. And then of course we get the hand, basically where Freddy's blades are just coming out of his fingers. And it does appear to be a little bit warped, but nothing that hot air can fix. I mean, it's already looking like it's kind of fixed. So yeah, cool that they included that. And then of course, it comes with the two dogs. Now, it's been a while since I've seen the Nightmare on Elm Street 2, so I don't really remember these dogs. I'll have to go back and watch it, but yeah, as you can see, these dogs are very disgusting. You have the disgusting, just jagged teeth, the inside of the mouth and everything. And then you see these disgusting boils, this pus boils and everything. So yeah, and then it's on basically a Rottweiler's body. And then we have the other dog, which is even more disgusting, even more gross boils and just nasty pus. Oh my gosh, this is disgusting. And it looks like it's on the same dog body, just with a different face. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go back and watch because I don't really remember what these dogs, what the significance of these dogs were in there. Yeah, like I said at the beginning, this Freddy Krueger movie, it's not one of my favorites, so that's why I don't remember it that much. I don't know, it just seems like Freddy didn't have that wit that he has in the other Freddy Krueger movies. You know, obviously in the first one he really didn't say much, and then in the second one again, like he said what he did, but he didn't start getting that wit until basically the third one, the Dream Warriors. But yeah, I mean, this is a very impressive Freddy Krueger. If you haven't, pick them up at Toys R Us. When I went to mine, this was the last one, so of course I had to grab them when I could. That's one thing about NECA horror figures. You know, they sell out fast, and then on the aftermarket they end up going for triple what they are. But yeah, if you're into horror figures, pick them up. You know, if you're a big fan of Freddy Krueger, I mean, this is a no-brainer. So that will about do it for the video. Hope you guys and gals enjoyed watching. Yeah, just hit that subscribe button if you're new to the channel. Leave a like, leave a comment. I love hearing from all of you. Collect what you love, and I will see you all in the next video.